You're listening to The J with your host, Kennedy.
Hey, what's up, everyone? You are listening to The J, the Tetsudo Mokei podcast edition, episode 29. I'm your host, Kennedy, and today's episode is Plarail. And I'm going to use the word Plarail because I know a lot of people outside of Japan cannot say the Japanese name. But similar for those who are into Gundam models, Gunpla. It's the same thing, but it's Plarail. But you can practice saying that on your own. But the thing is, I think for this podcast, since it's in English, to make it easier on everyone, I will say Plarail, because I know a lot of people who are on YouTube who do this, who do Plarail reviews. They say Plarail, but also. I know some of my Japanese friends wanted me to say Plarail throughout the whole episode, but I think it's just going to confuse people, and we'll see. So we're going to go ahead and discuss the history of the Plarail. So back in 1958, the company, Tomiyama Shoji Company Limited, which is Tomy, produced the Highway set, which became the roots of the earliest Plarail, or Plarail, 1958, and then they released a hand-rolling plastic train rail set. I believe they started using the name in 1971 when they modeled the 181 series of the JNR, Japanese National Railways, and from then on, it's been a popular toy set. Of course, I think the big moment for the companies in 1992 when they started releasing the Thomas the Tank engine series, which is still on sale today. There are other companies that sell it, but the thing is that I think when it comes to history, Takara Tomy has been around for a long time, and the Plarail has been around for over 60 years. In fact, in 2019, they celebrated their 60th anniversary, and they have Plarail expos. They have events. They have a huge following, and it's not just kids but adults. It's because people like things that they're nostalgic about. And it's the same thing with, people who are into Lego or Playmobiles. You have a lot of adults who collect it. And it's the same thing with Plarail. You'll see a lot of adults having them. Sure, you'll see a lot of reviews, people saying they got it for their kids. But truthfully, there's parents out there who just enjoy it just the same. But I will tell you, though, that the major plus of the Plarail is the cost. The cost is just so cheap. And when I say this is that you guys know that if you want a train, even one single car or train, sure, you could get a diesel train from Tomix for about 5,700 yen or so, which is about 49 bucks or so. And then, of course, the better trains at 10,000 yen, that's about 100 bucks, up to 20,000 yen, 200 bucks or more. Well, I want to tell you right now, if you want a single train, like an ES series, it's about 1,300 yen, which is about almost 8 bucks. They are powered by AA batteries. There are some that do sound. There are some that have lights. There are some with magnetic connections. Some that are really, really cool in design, some not so much. But the thing is that they are pretty durable. So kids who tend to roughhouse them, they seem to test uh, I think these things will last for generations. Where I think with the Engage system, which I am a big collector and a big fan of, you guys know, you drop it, it's going to break. Wheel's going to come off. You're going to have some issues if you drop it. So you have to be very careful, especially with the little tiny parts in them. It's very expensive. You got a motor, and it runs on electric rails, which you have to plug in for the tracks. With the Plarail, nope, no plugging in necessary. All you have to do is just put a AA battery in. I think if anything, some people might not like the fact that you have to unscrew with a screwdriver to put in the batteries in, but they do that for the protection of the kids. So I noticed there that for Japan, they tend to avoid things where people can get hurt, for children to get hurt and not eat the batteries. So with Plarail, I think it's a positive thing that they do think about these safety concerns, and they know that children's are, they got a lot of children wanting these, and it's a good first introduction to children into getting them into the train hobby or interest in trains in general. But I do feel that because it's been around for 60 years, there's the big generation, multi-generation of people who grew up with these or played with these, and have a big affinity towards these toy trains. Again, that makes the difference between the Engage and the Plarail is cost. Of course, the scale of the different sizes, of course, and of course the quality difference, and of course there's other differences from motor versus AA batteries. But I do feel that for those who want to get into the train hobby, especially for Japanese trains, you cannot go wrong with the Plarail because it's just way too cheap. Again, one train that you would buy for Kato or Tomix, you can buy probably 8 to 9 more on Plarail. That's how cheap they are. Well, probably half that, maybe 6 or 7, depending on the price. But we're going to go through that in this episode. This episode is all Plarail, and we're going to just, wing it because there's just so much to get into. Okay, so before we get into the products, there's a few things I just want to give a shout out to. And the first one is in regards to the Plarail events. Again, I'm going to be switching and probably alternating the names of how I pronounce it, from Plarail to Plarail to Plarail. I'm going to be probably alternating. I'm so used to saying the Japanese word, but then I'm also used to saying the English name. So I'm just trying to find a good balance, because I know we have a good amount of English listeners, people who listen English, and also for Japanese friends who are learning English that are listening to this podcast. So I'm just trying to make a good balance. So for those in Japan, for me saying the name wrong, because I'm trying to make it easy for our English listeners, gomen nasai. Okay. So the events coming up here, we got the Plarail in Tokyo event, and for this one is on April 27th through May 7th, and tickets are pretty much 1,200 yen. This is for I believe the 1,000 yen are for the younger children, 1,200 are for the older children and adults. So one of the good things about this is that if you go to this event, you get an N700S, like an extra carriage or so, and then or a Thomas the Train freight, I guess you could say, with red, blue, and green. I think that's very cool. And it's going to be, in fact, this event's going to be April 27th through May 7th. It's going to be held at Sunshine Ikebukuro in Japan. So if you are there during this time, definitely stop by. Since I think it's just one of those indoor events where you can go in and enjoy. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of people in terms of like a live event, because these are more like go. I'm not sure if it's a showcase or what. But it looks like the times, since 9:30 to 5 o'clock p.m., it looks like people can go there, and looking at the ticket prices and looking at where it's being held in Ikebukuro, I think it's if I say, I don't think, especially the multiple days, I think it's just more of those who want to enjoy and just come by and enjoy the event. So we're going to move on to the Tomika event in Osaka, Tomika Expo, and this is going to be huge, very huge. April 28th through May 7th, ATC Hall, and this is great for those who are into models, especially the vehicles. I think that's going to be a big thing here. Again, they usually have a lot of cool swag that people buy, so I hope you enjoy that. Again, that's April 28th through May 7th. And the next one is the Niigata event for Tomika Expo. And this one's May 3rd through May 7th as well. And just look up the prices online. Again, if you're going to be in Japan during that time, from the last week of April, then definitely check out the event in Tokyo or the event in Osaka or Niigata if you're there in the first week of May. Okay, now let's go ahead and get started with today's episode. And we'll talk about a lot of products, so hang in there. This is going to be a long episode. We could probably surpass 2 hours, our first time doing that. There's so much to talk about, a lot of cool stuff to check out. My plan for this episode, we're going to go into... we're going to go through the different releases, the cheapest releases. I'll also go through some of the popular Plarail YouTubers in Japan that I do recommend checking out. We'll also talk about going through Amazon Japan. I'll showcase some of my favorite picks. Again, these opinions are my own, but I go by my knowledge from collecting trains, for Japanese engaged trains, and just knowing which trains are very expensive and the ones that go up. All I could say is, with the engaged stuff, the luxury stuff that come in those luxury trains, they tend to go up in price, and surprisingly, they're up on Amazon Japan right now. I don't think many people know that, because I think, again, with Plarail mostly attracting a lot of children, I'm not sure. I'm a little surprised, but they're these sets for the deluxe ones, especially targeting for people with a little bit more money who are willing to spend more. You definitely can get it on Amazon for a lot cheaper. And I will want to preface this that, again, I am doing this episode primarily not for buying items that will go up for a lot of money. No, this episode is mainly to give a shout out to these awesome products for made by Takara Tomy. The Plarail stuff is for kids, but it's for the young at heart. You'll see that a lot of adults play them, and the reason why is because they're freaking cheap. They're very cheap. They're very inexpensive, and again, if you are an N-Gauge or HO Gauge train collector, model train fan, you know already you're going to be spending hundreds, thousands of dollars. May it be on the trains itself or even parts of the diorama. It's expensive. For possibly one of your train sets for Tomika, not Tomy, but for Tomix or Kato Microwaves or Greenmax, you probably could get 10 trains from Plarail. That's how cheap they are. But how to find the cheap things and what makes a difference from the cheap or the standard or even the sets, I'll go into that. There's a lot to talk about. So if anything, just hang in there because we got a long episode and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off with the most cheapest, and these are the KF units. I have it in English translations here, but these are really small single trains, nothing connected to it. But they run on AA batteries, they're super small, and they run about for like almost $5. You can get them cheap. There's no special thing to it, but you can get these for people who are into the cargo. For the freight trains, you can get these very cheap, from the JR Freight to the Plarail container. You got a rail container, you got a crane, you got a Taki 43,000, which is a very popular one right here. You got the Tomika wagon, and you also got a locomotive right here, steam locomotive with the C12. So this is the KF series, and again, these are single cars or trains. AA batteries, go through the bottom, you unscrew it, you can put it in. But the thing is that yeah, they're pretty cool. If you look here, this is 1320 yen, 1320 yen, or 1430 yen. Amazon Japan has them a lot cheaper, especially this one right here, the Azon train, the Hiei. So we're going to go to the next one. Okay, so the next one we're going to look at is the ES series. So what is the ES series? The ES series, you could say, is similar to, for those of who are familiar with anime or Gundam, you have your regular size models and you have your chibi models. Well, for the Plarails, these are the I guess you could call it that version. They're the simplified versions of the regular trains, and they're much smaller. Smaller, but it's still chunky. But I'm going to show you the difference. Again, you could get these. The biggest point is that you could get them for very cheap. But I'm going to show you why it's so cheap. So we're going to go through, let's say, like here, the Narita Express, or even the Yamanote line. So what makes this cheaper is that all this are stickers. So you get, let's say this whole thing, let's say that you get this big old silver block, and here you have these stickers that you have to apply for the doors and for the front. So that's why for something like this, which is 1,300 yen, and I believe they have 100 off right now, so 1,200. So you're getting it probably for $6 or $7 on Amazon, really cheap. It's one of the reasons why a lot of parents will get these for their kids because they're cheaper. Parents will, of course, have to put the stickers on, but the thing is it's a little bit more cost effective. You look at these and they look very cool on the photos, but the thing is that they do have stickers. The fronts are sticker based, even the windows are sticker based. You just have to remember that. Now, are all of them stickers? I cannot see, like for something like this. Let's see here if we can get a. Looks like certain ones with the windows, they may have. I'm not sure if they're holes or not, but I don't have these, so I can't compare. But just know the ES are usually the smaller ones, just a tad bit smaller than the normal versions, but they're pretty much no frill. They're basic. They're just basic trains that run. You can see the Narita Express right here with the sticker windows. But yeah, they're only one speed, but they have so many different versions. And again, I think this is going to be a favorite among parents who want to get their children, a Plarail, but also get it for a more affordable price. I'm sorry, here he is. It goes up to ES right here. So let's say then you want to move up in price. These ones right here, again, the ES ones tend to go for under $15 US price. So usually about 1,300 yen or a little bit more, depending on what version. But then it goes to the Shinkansens, the S series. So that's the next step up. That's the one that most people are going to buy, the S series. And you'll see here, Shinkansen with light. It'll let you know, especially if you're going through Amazon, which ones have light and which ones don't. And also some that have sound. I was shocked to see the sound version for only 1,700 yen with the cell. It was like 1,500 yen, so it got it really cheap. But yeah, if you can get them in lights, that's even better. But yeah, you'll look here, and some of them will have, say, connection specification. That usually means the front can come out and attach to couple or something like that. It has that potential and that possibility. You'll see here with the Sakura with lights, Shinkansen. So you'll see a lot of them with lights right here. So it's usually the earlier ones, because I don't see them too much with the newer ones. But you'll see a Dr. Yellow here with a light. So I think that's really cool. Otherwise, if you do get the other ones, then you'll deal with the connection specifications. If you go to the Takaratomi website, you can go to the Japanese site. Make sure you have the Google Translate for English on if you do not understand Japanese. But you'll see these little symbols here. You click on it, and you can see this one, the Tsubasa, has a little, you can't tell if it's pink or what, but I think that one I don't see here, but the blue one is, oh, here it is, the pink one right here. Well, that doesn't, it's not the pink one, but here, this blue one right here. The speed can be switched in 2 steps. Oh, that's another difference with the S series. They do have 2 speeds, so that makes another plus right there. And then it says here that the vehicle it'll let you know if the vehicle can be replaced with a various chassis that's compatible with Mascon and a chassis compatible with Super. And they sell different ones that people tend to like to buy to make it go faster. So again, these are set speeds that you cannot control, unlike an N-Gauge where you can use a power controller to control the speeds. This is not the case with Plarails. Usually you got the cheaper one with the ES series on a single speed. You got the extra speed with the S series. But yeah, it's what sells and what people are really happy with, and you just want to make sure that it has lights. And here's one right here, the one I was talking about, the S11 Sound S700 series Shinkansen, and this is the Nozomi. The Nozomi has it has again an announcer, has the sound of the tracks, and I was just like, wow, that is just awesome. Because usually with the N-Gauge, if you really want sound, you really have to purchase the sound box, the Kato sound box, and the little cards. But this one, the fact that it came with the sound built in and sold for an incredibly cheap price from Amazon was just great. And the sound version uses AA batteries. So so it has 2 vehicles. Power vehicle uses 1 AA. The sound vehicles uses 2 AAs. So you keep on going down. You can see the various versions here, and you can remember how I was showing you the ES, the Naruto Express ES. The ES version were stickers. This one has the little windows here. Usually the windows are just plastic and black, So, but the thing is, there's just a large variety of versions out there. So you just definitely want to do your research. You can see here right here these Shinkansens, the S16 and the S17. They come with a special track in red and green. Red for Hayai makes it go faster, and the green, which makes it slow down because it hits these little bumps, speed bumps, you could say. They also have a lot of wrapping trains that are that are sold for a great sale. But here's the thing that I think that most people will like. When it comes with the Engage series, you guys know that there are sets and certain versions that are just astronomical in price, way too expensive, up to 400 to 600 US dollars. Some of those trains are offered in the Plarail collection for a lot cheaper. So we'll look at that while we go down here. Okay, here's a different one here. Here's the Panda Kuroshio. And this one is a really cool looking one. It has uses a special kind of again, it uses exclusive connection specification. So if you buy two of these, you can hook them up together, but you cannot really do that with other train. But this one comes with the wrapping. The windows are sticker base, so that what makes a big difference here. You can see the little stickers. These are, you got to be really careful putting these on. They're quite big, so. Well, I think they think the stickers are already on there for this one, but there's other vehicles where you have to put the stickers on. You got the little freight cars here, the Kintoros. The Kintoro, you want to get a set if you can, because it's a lot cheaper. If you get the set, instead of buying this, you can get the full set that comes with like 10 cargo or so. Another reason why I recommend going online is, aside from looking at these symbols, you can also see if they come with characters. Some do come with those little characters right there. Those that do is a plus. This one right here, you got the Yamanoto line. This one, the stickers are already, actually it's not stickers, I think it's molded on there already, just painted. But the difference is that when you open the side doors, you can see people in there. So that's a fun thing for kids. And then when you start going, you're going to start seeing certain trains that are usually sold by other companies that have not necessarily been sold on Engage just yet. Some are not, but if they are, they're very expensive. You got the Nankai Rapid and the Tobu Liberty right here, and you got the Saphir. These are trains that cost a lot when you do Engage, so the fact you can get them cheap is a big plus for the Plarail. You also got your steam locomotives, and these things move as well. But yeah, the more you start looking into these, you start to realize, wow, this is a pretty awesome set. Right here is the S40, the round trip Hayabusa. And what that means is that when it goes on the tracks, it'll hit a certain track and then it'll reverse itself. So that's another plus right there. You get the Hinotori. There's just so many varieties of trains. And here's another one right here, the wrapping tram streetcar of the Doraemon. You got that right there. You can get that very cheap as well on Amazon. Then you have some of these sightseeing, these luxury-based trains, also sold for cheap. You got these special trains with special lights, different from other ones. I think this is really cool, actually. You got the Keisei Skyliner. And you got the Sonic right there. And you got the Thunderbird right there. And you got the Marunouchi Metro, the new one that just came out. I think this came out possibly a year after the train was released in Japan. But here's one right here. As you guys know, the Kyushu 787, if you bought that as a regular train, it would cost a lot of money, while you could get it for like $20 on Amazon for the Plarail version. Of course, people are like, well, it's not the same thing as the Engage, and that's true. They're both different, but it doesn't mean that you don't, you know, you don't get to have one in your collection. Engage may be astronomical, but you can get a Plarail and run it. It may be outdoors or indoors, so it's up to you. You got this one right here, the wrapping train, and there's quite several of wrapping trains out there. We're gonna actually get to that. Let's see here. That's the store. Okay, we're gonna go to the wrapping trains right here. Okay, so you get the Evangelion, the new one with the orange and red. The difference from the regular purple one is the purple one comes with lights. This one does not. You got the ES12. This is, this one looks like it's you have to apply stickers on your own. So they got the Jurassic World train, which is pretty cool, and also the Plarail. The Minions, and the Gege no Kitaro. This one I got. At first, I was deciding because I didn't like the fact that the windows were mostly all sticker based, but I figured, you know what, I like the series so much, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. Then you got the Pokemon one and another Doraemon one. This one's a little bit more expensive. Again, that's another thing, you can compare the prices looking through the website and looking through Amazon to see if it's been overpriced. This one's a popular one, a Crayon Shinchan. I do want this, but the thing is, again, it's sticker based. Some people say they didn't know that, they weren't too much of a fan of that. It's understandable. So you get the Kumamon right here, you got the Thomas the Train right here, you got the Hello Kitty Shinkansen, which is really, really nicely made for a good price, and again, this Doraemon streetcar, and here's the original Evangelion right there. So I think that's really cool. Now let's we're gonna move to the sets right here. Let's see if we can get to that. Okay, here we go. These are the pricier sets that are available for the Plarail Plarail. Okay, so this one is the Ginga Dreamline. And this one was released before, but now the difference of the newer one, of the 239 SL Ginga, is that you have these transparent cars now. So I think that's a little plus. I like that, especially if you know how to light things up. You probably could modify them if you want. Yeah, I think it's really cool, and you get 6 cars. And again, it's sold really cheap on Amazon for like almost like $35. Here it's $60.50, which is like almost like $50, but you get a lot cheaper on Amazon. This one's the same thing. You could get also cheaper on Amazon. It was the Komachi set. These are older Shinkansen that now have a special thing where you can connect them to each other, but these are the older E2, E3s of the Komachi series. But yeah, I think this one has a magnetic gimmick for connection from the front of the Shinkansen, so that's a plus. Also, these are trains that really get re-released, and usually with Plarail, they tend to do a lot of re-releases. This one, they'll just never release them as single, but only as a double, and sometimes they never release things for almost 7 to 8 years, so or more. So that's one thing to keep in mind. This is one as a newer one, not just for the Plarail, but also for the Engage, and you got the West Kyushu Shinkansen Seagull. So this one's a little pricey. It just came out, so I'm sure that it'll go down in price. Another one is this Romance Car VSE Type 50,000. Another one that goes a little bit more expensive. Romance cars tend to go up in price, so you definitely want to keep your eye on that. This one's the Shinkansen Year 2020. I do not see this anymore. Another one, the Hokutusei DD51. This one's very expensive, It was sold for 5,500 yen, but now people are selling it close to 100 or 10,000 yen, so almost $100, double the price. There are collectors who will do that, so you just know that you're going to have to do your diligence by comparing the prices from the Takaratomi website and the Amazon site to see if you're paying really well or you're getting screwed on the price. So it's definitely something that to look at. Another thing to look at, and you got to be careful because sometimes the single trains offer more than the sets. For instance, I was actually looking for this one right here, the Goodbye E4 series Shinkansen Max and the E7 series Joetsu Shinkansen, and I said this is a good deal. I think I'm gonna get it, but there's no gimmick or anything. It's just the plain trains. It just comes in a set. There is no attaching. There's no lights, and I thought it was a little surprising that it didn't come with anything else. So it's a basic set pretty much. The question is if you're willing to spend close to $35 for both. It's okay price. It's just the thing is that you can get the E4 series, which offers which offers a specification that you can actually hook it up to another trainer. So it's just the thing is you definitely want to check on that. You got the Dr. Yellow here with the person. You got the here's another one right here, and I do recommend this. It's the Alpha X test vehicle. So this is a Shinkansen test vehicle. That's new. It has never been released as a train from Tomix or Kato, only as a Plarail. I know that some of the companies said in an episode, just a few weeks ago, that they were saying that the mold of trying to make a Alpha X for Engage or so, they find it very difficult, it's challenging. A lot of people want it, but it's one of the reasons why they haven't released it. It's because of the challenge of making a mold for something that's small, but it's already available for on Amazon for a cheap price of like $3,300, I think. It's like $25 or so, and you get six cars. So I think that's another plus right there. This one definitely. And another one is the DX Train Suite Shikishima. Another one that would cost like up to yin yang. These two actually, if you were to buy these each as an Engage, they would cost so much. You could get it on Amazon for like $30 right now. But you got to get it now before it goes up in price. So if you're watching this episode, I hope you are able to get it, while it's pretty inexpensive. Because something usually like these with specialty luxury trains tend to go up in price. A lot of parents like to buy their children things that are more affordable. But the usual luxury sleeper cars or luxury travel type cars, it's usually the collectors that tend to go after them. And so the fact that you get numerous trains, 6-car trains, is a plus. Major plus, especially this one right here. This one lights up. I think this one has LED. The fourth car has an interior LED lighting. That's a major plus. Again, get these while you still can. This one is a set, the Kintaro set. This one is the freight train of the popular freight train that Tomix actually offers for their beginner set. But this one also comes with containers, a lot of containers. So it's one of the reasons why I do recommend this. This is also 3,300 yen on Amazon. Get it now while you can get cheap. But the thing is, just remember for that one, you might see a little spike up on the price on Amazon for shipping. So just know that. This one right here is the Komachi and the Hayabusa or Yamabito. Depends where which one you prefer. But the thing is the cool thing about it is that it has a magnetic coupling. I do have a video on my site of these two trains coupling with each other. But here's the thing that you gotta be careful for. when you purchase Plarail, especially as a set, they tend to use the Hayabusa. So I'm like, my goodness, I don't want to have like 4-5 different Hayabusas, but this one has that specification, this connection set right there, and yeah, I mean, if you want to get them together for a good price, do so. But yeah, if you buy this by itself, it does not have that attachment. So that's another plus of getting this. Then there are these Tekoros trains, and these are see-through. And how they are powered, they do not run by batteries. This one uses the power of rolling the reels super hard. Remember those cars during the 70s where you kind of have to move them up and down, up and down, up and down to make it run? It's the same concept. So the motor does not last that long. You could probably go around the track maybe 4 times, and you're going to have to keep on rolling it again. The plus is that it doesn't have batteries, so it won't leak. So if people worry about that, I can see that as a concern. When I say about battery leakage, so this is one thing you have to consider. Like any battery, what happens if you leave a battery inside of a flashlight for a very long time? You're going to see corrosion. So that's the thing, is that with trains, they are also the same way. With these Plarails, you got to be careful. If you leave the batteries on there, it's going to leak. So it's recommended, if you're not going to be using that train, take off the battery, so you don't have to worry about any leakage. So, but yeah, these ones are for people who want to spend a little bit more. I believe it's 2,600 yen, so it's about $20 each. You know, you have to decide, do you want the 12 or, you know, the $12 train, or do you want to spend for the $20 train that you don't need batteries for? And it's a really neat gimmick, but I think that you know, the fact that it doesn't run so long might be a deterrent. But for some people who are parents, who are like, kids who see this like, oh wow, see through, very cool, I can understand it. Definitely can understand it. Oh, it's important for me to also bring up that they do sell Dr. Yellows, like many different Dr. Yellows. You have to be careful for the one that comes with an app. They used to make one that came with a built-in battery, and so you could record you could record everything on your camera. But this is one thing unfortunate with Japan. Unlike the U.S., where you can get an app that lasts for a long time with that's updated, in Japan they tend to have these services where it runs for a certain amount of time, and depending if the thing does well or not, they can cancel it. So for games, for especially, a lot of fans get into these games and they only last for for sometimes like less than a year. If it's really popular, some last more than a year, but in Japan, it's something that people get used to. Like, wow, I love this game. Oh wait, it's ending. The service ended, and I put thousands of dollars into it. That sucks. Well, for the Plarail stuff, that the train didn't last long. It was a Dr. Yellow with a built-in camera, and use your phone as an app. And that one didn't last that long. It already is. It only works with older Android phones, and pretty much can't be used anymore. Unless you have an old phone with the app still installed, you can probably still have some fun with that, but really the service has ended for it. So, okay, so I'm not going to touch upon the tracks, because you could just take a look at them when you're on Amazon or so to see which one suits you. But I will say this: when it comes to the tracks, and I believe, I'm not sure if I said this or not, it's the thing is that you want to buy it from if you want to buy it through your own country's Amazon. The reason being, and I'm going to give you a good example. Let's see here. I'm going to type Plarail set. Here we go. Okay, let's see if I can get this one here. Okay, so this one right here, if you were to purchase it from Amazon Japan, you could get it cheap, like 20 something. But when you add it to your cart, the shipping charges are astronomical. I was shocked. Usually when I order something for Engage, Kato, or Tomix tracks, you could buy a set or whatever. The shipping and handling is never too much. Unless you're buying one thing. But if I want to buy one thing and then add a few others, the shipping stays the same. For this one, for some reason, Takara Tomy train sets or track sets, they add almost like 6,000 to 9,600 yen, which is close to almost 50 to 75 bucks or so just for shipping. And I understand it may be heavy, but I've gotten heavier stuff from train sets from Kato and Tomix that they didn't charge that much. I only see it with Plarail stuff. So the thing is, if you buy it from your own country, let's say this one, let's say Amazon USA, it's about what, $34 or $33 and some cents, and that's including shipping, because you go over that $25 shippings, and you get it for pretty much only less than 40 bucks, with taxes and everything. So again, it's cheaper. I think it was all in all, I think I only paid like let's see here. Let me bring it up. So I only had to, so it's $35.19, and because of the Amazon USA free shipping, tax was only $2.55. So there's $37.75. That's actually a pretty good price. There's no way I'm going to spend 80, almost 80 bucks just for this same set when you could get it cheaper in your country. But with that being said, what you want to do though is, if you want to get individual sets, let's say you want curves and straight tracks, there are third-party sellers on Amazon Japan that will sell it cheap, but at the same time you can get a good deal on shipping. So you know that the standard shipping cost for Amazon Japan is $25, so you can add tracks from a third-party seller, and the shipping price will not fluctuate too high. So that's one cheap way of doing it. But definitely look in your own country's Amazon, because you might be able to get way cheaper than Amazon Japan. Amazon Japan is great for the trains itself, for Plarail, but not for sets. Unfortunately, that's not the case. It's just I was a little shocked, because again, I could get for Engage stuff, for big giant heavy sets, shipping wouldn't be that much. For Plarail, oh my gosh, it's just crazy. But yeah, you could see a lot of the arrangements right here, and there's just a lot of sets out there, and the creative ideas of layouts is a major plus. Again, for some people, the blue may be a turnoff. I'm not sure if spray painting it would make any difference, but I do like the fact, because it's Takara Tomy, that you do get so many different rails available that you can order, maybe on eBay or Amazon Japan, or your own country's Amazon. But the amount of variety and the cost factor is just really insane. I think that's going to be a major plus, and I can see why a lot of adults still play this, because of how cost effective it is. So now we're going to discuss the Shinkansen Henkei Robo Shinkarion Z. It's a special anime series that really promotes the robotic trains. So imagine Plarail trains that can transform. Yes, exactly. So you can see them right here. and these go about $60. So, but the thing is that for mecha fans who love their trains and they love, transformer type of like robots to vehicles, and also parts that can be interchangeable with different, like this one right here. You see a E235 Yamanote line train combined with a Hayabusa Shinkansen, and here is the result right there. I mean, you can see it right here. You got a Narita Express one. So these are actually selling really well, and I'm not too familiar with the series, but let's go ahead and check out this YouTube video right here real quick.
シンカリオン Z E5 はやぶさがパワーアップ。チェンジシンカリオン。
I think that's really cool.
シンカリオン Z E5 はやぶさ改善型。黄金色のボディはパーフェクト Z 型用にフレームが強化されている。そして2両になった。ザイライナー E235 山手改善増結型パーフェクト Z 合体シンカリオン。シンカリオン Z パーフェクト E5。
So that's just an example right there. I'm showing you just a little bit of the clip, and yeah, it's there's a lot of fans of big fans of the anime series, and it's almost like what we've seen with Transformers and other toys, even including the what do you call it? I forgot, like Beyblades and everything. Even Gunpla. There's always a series there that helps promote the toys among children. It's not limited to Gunpla. It's also, you could do with Ultraman, Sentai stuff, and Tokusatsu stuff in general. There's always a series to help promote the toy line, and I think this one's very cool that it promotes a toy line. But the thing is that I think this is very cool. Again, uses the concept of trains and the really cool robots, and you can make it back to a train and you roll it on a Plarail track. I'm not sure. I don't think it comes with batteries. I don't think it runs. But I never ordered one. So for those who do have one, maybe they can chime in on that. But the thing is that I like it. I mean, it really looks cool, and I think it really attracts people who are into trains and also mecha. And yeah, that's a major plus. So yeah, that's Shinkarion. Okay, and of course there's the Thomas and Friends. You'll have a lot of people who are a big fan of the Thomas stuff, but again, I don't know. I'm not too familiar. You could get a lot of Thomas stuff online through Amazon, very cheap. I know there's a lot of kids who love this. I went to Fuji-Q and even went and saw the train vehicles and the play area when I was there. I think that's one of the benefits of going to Fuji-Q, especially with Mount Fuji not so far away, and you can see these big old structures. And I think I've shown a video of that in my earlier episodes of the podcast. So I do know that there are some people with videos out there, and I know that there's a competitor to Plarail that makes their own Thomas the Train stuff. So I'm not going to get too much into it because I know nothing about it. But my feeling is that yeah, you can get them cheap on Amazon. They're not too expensive. I'm not too familiar with all the characters and stuff, but I have watched episodes, so I'm not gonna say I don't know anything about it. But I do like the fact that they make sound versions and all these different versions of the train. A lot of sets, especially. So Yeah, that's Thomas the Train. Plenty of videos. I think a lot of the videos are related to that. I think a lot of people got into Plarail, international fans, because of Thomas the Train. So, Thomas and Friends. So definitely check it out. But now we're going to take a look at a few other things here. Let's see. So right now I'm going to talk about, when I was doing my research, I came upon a few channels that I definitely recommend for Plarail. Of course, you're going to see, you'll see them say Plarail. They pronounce it way better than me. But the thing is that, yeah, it's an adult that reviews Plarail and also Takara Tomy stuff. But there's a lot of stuff on here. In fact, when you go on his site, this one's Omochanyaru Run. So he has a Plarail section right here, and he has many reviews, and he goes into it. And what I like about this reviewer is that he will talk about the positives, but then he'll give you his honest feeling about it. I'm sure, like many other product reviewers, they get them from the company. And of course, I've done that for many, many, many years, where I got stuff from a company and you dare not say anything bad about it because you could lose getting stuff. I mean, that happened before to me. I used to get from a certain anime company, who I cannot name. They release a few good stuff, but a lot of bad stuff. And the bad stuff, I would chime on that. And of course, I wasn't too harsh, but I think maybe there was just too many bad ones, too many bad apples of releases, and they cut me off. Granted, I work with all the other companies, but that one company was a little sour that I didn't have much positive to say about them. But that happens. And I'm not sure how it is for Japanese reviewers when it comes to toys, but I imagine it's the same way. You kind of want to show more of the positive and less about the negative. But this person, he buys it on his own, and he gives you his honest review of them, and I like that. He'll tell you, he tells it like it is, and he's a big fan, adult fan of both the car line of Takara Tomy stuff, and he does, and I also seen he has some Engage stuff as well. But when it comes to reviews of the trains and stuff, he really is hardcore about it. You should definitely check out his site. In fact, right now, let's go ahead and take a review. Let's look at one of his reviews, and here's one of the newer ones. This is the E7 Shinkansen that comes with the seafood. I think this was like 3,300 yen, almost like $25 right here. But we're gonna check it out. Not this one. Not about grooming 101. Let's skip that.
はい、どうもこんにちは、もチャンネルです。さあ、今回のこちら見ていきましょう。はい、ついに登場してしまいました。こち
So I
らです
did
ね。
talk about this
もう完全に
in an
プラレール
episode
の
I think maybe 2 or 3 months ago
はい、今回はね、
when it was first
列車
released.
E7 系新幹線輝き、こちらをね、ちょっとね、楽しんでいきたいと思います。こんな面
So
白い
this was the
車両
visual
を
image of the
本当
E7
よく
from
出してくれたな
JR.
と思いますけ
So
ど。
they tried to put a
いや、そうですね、
crab on
もうお
top.
正月にふさわ
Of
しい
course, you're not going to
と言
get
って
an
いい
identical
ネタ。いや、
crab.
本当
This
の
is
ネ
a
タになるんですよ。
train set for kids, of course.
ご覧の通り、今回はね、カニを中心にですね、もうこの北陸の海の幸を乗せて海鮮お届け列車出発進行ということで、輝きが
Seafood delivery
今回はね、
train.
カニとブリと白エビをね、運んでくれるプラレール
These
のね、
things
列車
are
の車
quite
両になっております。
quite big
面白い以外
to
に
fit
何でもないと
inside
思うんです
those
けど
trains, but I
ね。
see
で、
it.
今
It's
回の
fun.
ね、27系新
Fun
幹
for
線
the kids.
輝きの、説明書いてますね。
We're going to go ahead and forward it for a little bit here. He really goes into the detail of the paints and also how the windows are, the molding. He's really good about that stuff. And that's one thing you could also, I like about Plarail too, is that when the pictures don't really give justice, really with Tomic stuff, they really do a good job with the paints. And this one, they do a lot of metallic paint, so I like that.
してるんじゃないかなと。で運転席周りはこのように塗装仕上げでスピードは一応表記を2段階表記ですね。オフとオンとハイとなっております。
Off, on, and high.
でそこの部分はこうなっておりまして、乗せ替えを
There's a screw. You gotta unplug that to put the batteries. You'll see him do that.
しておきましょうかね。先導車ですのでね、電池入れておきたいと思います。パカッと開けると、はい、こんな感じの動力ですね。まあ普通の動力ですね。普通のね、おなじみです。で使用する電池はね、おなじみ。
Use AA batteries. Make sure you get a new one, not the older ones, because the older ones uses a special kind of batteries. I think it uses like C or something. I'm not sure, but the older ones, they're a little bit different size, but now most of them use AA batteries. Some may use AAA.
2段階かな。新幹線だから多分ね2段階だと思うんですけど、まずね通常の速度
Okay, so he puts it on, it rolls,
で高速モード
and then faster.
はいこんな感じです。まあ安定感のあるねおなじみの2スピードの動力となっておりました。ということでまずねこちらまあ言っても普通の輝きだと思いますね。特にまあもうおなじみの
I like that. I actually like the windows when they're like
後
that.
車も行きましょう。先にね普通の車両っぽいの行きましょ
I
う。
wish a lot of the windows for the trains for Plarail are like that. With the see-through windows. I would rather have that than stickers. I will tell you though, let me pause it right here. There is part of me when I saw this, they're like, ooh. So the reason why I say that is because I was thinking of Gundam, like Gunpla. If you have those lighting pens, I thought of like, oh, if I get one of these, I'm probably gonna do that. But that was just a thought.
まあラッピングデザインともにねもうおなじみのね輝きの後尾車になってお
I
り
like
ます。
the design of the little stickers there, so that's really nice.
通常
It doesn't have lights though.
登場したんでね本当輝き
But lights are not everything.
結
Again,
構いろんな種類出て
especially for the kids, especially on the
あ
price.
でもね
Are you willing to spend extra just for lights? For me,
ねまあ
yes.
こちらね2両目後尾車でした。ねちなみにライトの部分はこちらシルバーの塗装仕上げです。で、今回ね主役と言っていいんでしょうか。なんかこう面白いねクリアの中間車たちになりますが
So you can see the clear case, hard plastic, where you put the little seafood stuff on there. I thought about getting it just for this container, just for that, on its own. Just imagine the stuff you could put in there.
形そのままだと思うんですけど、もうシールとか塗装とかも全くないですね。
I like that, how they make the little ice chilled ice in there.
で、簡単にこの中に乗せれるようにこう爪でね止
Go
まってる
ahead and forward a little bit
して
more.
ボディ
So he's gonna put this big old tuna.
とりあえずボディの形デザインははいこうなってます。こちらも、クリアですね。全く全部クリア透明になっておりましてこんな形です。でデザインはねさっきの2両目と違うんですよね。ちょっとこうドアの位置とかね窓の数とかも全然違うんで全くね別のものになっております。はいこんな形ですね。で台車自体は多分ね同じですよね。さっきの車両と同じものでこんな形で、ね、クリアの言ったら氷のものがね敷かれてるね。
Really cool.
同じですね。でここにブリ、
And here goes the maguro.
はいカニから見たらよかったですけどとりあえずブリいきましょうね。はいブリですこれちょっとこう柔らかい素材ですね。だからブルーの言ったらゴムのような
So maguro is bluefin tuna.
これ上こっちかこっちが上ですね。
Expensive brand. A lot of people get that for sushi, especially when you're in Japan.
ねブルーの一色のね
You see that at the end of the year where a lot of fish companies bid on a lot of expensive fish. I've been through Japan visiting fish markets, so I'm very familiar with that. And I used to eat a lot of sushi throughout Japan back
感じじゃないですよね。これどういう形で乗るんかな。カニの乗せ方だとちょっと真似してやる。
So yeah, it comes with that. You get shrimp, a little shrimp right there, or big giant shrimp, I guess you could say. This is as big as a train car, and then you get the crab, which you could put on top of the train.
しっかりと勘違いしておりましたがこれはあくまでもこう乗せて言ったらこの雰囲気を楽しむこのディスプレイを楽しむ
Let's see when he puts it on the rail.
この方もね見ていきましょう。さあそれではね海鮮お届けできるね準備ができましたのでさあでは走行の方も楽しんでまいりたいと思いますね。逆だった。塩もやりましょうね。よしさ ではどんな感じでお届
And that's
けして
another
くれるんで
benefit,
しょうか。
of course,
では
with
今
the,
年最後の
Plarails that you
完
can
全なネタ枠
hook the trains a little bit easier, not worry about broken couplers.
出発進行。
出発進行 all aboard.
シュールですよね。シュール。面白い。ね、見事にカニとブリと白エビを運んでくれております。
Let's go on to the next video. This one's the Tokita produced, and this one is back in 2017. But you could see this giant set he made for Plarail. Look at that. That is just impressive. And guess what? Him and the kids are going to tear it down.
約3週間にわたり開催いたしました亀山温泉。
Okay, he's going inside.
みんな取れないよね、子供は。
And here's his kids.
そうそう、幼いの。幼いの絶対。
He's asking him to push it down, tear it down. Go for it. I gotta stop it right here because it's I don't want to play the audio because it's monetized, the music. But you can see right here. Wow. Knock it all down. So that's pretty interesting. So this one is one of the earlier Plarail train commercials. And let's check it out. I'm not sure if because of how old the commercial is, if the tracks were blue or they were actual gray back then. That's interesting. The next person we're going to talk about is Suzukawa Ayako, and she is one of the more popular train YouTubers in Japan. She posts a lot of train videos of visiting trains and also going there with her children. And she has over 1 million subscribers, and her videos are really impressive. She goes out riding various trains, and I actually watched many of her videos of her trying out these different trains, but it's really interesting because when you go back to the past and you can see her really enjoying trains, especially model trains. We're going to see if we can go to that. I'm not sure if it's her second channel. Yeah, it's her second channel, Suzuka Ayako 2. And here she is just a month ago. And this is a new set coming out. So that tells you that pretty much she got the ins with the company because she got a review copy earlier. This one comes out at the end of April. So this is the new upcoming set from Plarail. And no, you cannot get it at Macy's. Okay.
パチンコどこ行くのそっちかこっち行って
So she does a lot of product
でこっちに戻ってくる
reviews. And
どうもこんにちは鈴川彩子です
it's interesting because when I first watched her, I thought she was like maybe a teenage girl or something, but she's a mom, and
私たちの目の前にあるプラレール
she does her stuff with her children.
こちらが今年2023年4月発売予定のプラレール遊びのパン
So let's pause this. So this is the new set coming out in April, and you can see a lot of kids probably will get this probably for their birthday or Christmas present because it's the new set that came out. They usually have a special set each year with a special train, and this year it's this yellow and black train. And no, it's not a Hanshin Tiger train, but but yeah, this is a really cool set. It comes with a bridge, and it comes with all these different. You could set the crossings with the yellow levers to make it go in different locations. So I think that's a major plus right there. You get a few. You get a sloping track. You get 2 of them, which is great. And you can see here the piers. And you get the crossing guard. So children, this is going to be great. But I think for the adults, they probably will get it for the train and also for the extra parts. So, yeah. So this is her site here. We're going to go back. And, gosh, she has a massive collection. So we're going to go for this one from a few years back.
今日はなんか外戸にたくさんの仲間の機関車たちが来てるみたいだよ。
She could be a voice actress.
本当だね。この機関庫にだってフライングスコッツマンとか普段いない機関車たちがいるね。ヒロもいるね。ねえねえトーマス、外戸回ってみようよ。いいね。早速行こう。出発進行。よいしょよいしょよいしょよいしょ。
It's really interesting to see an adult, especially a female, with much passion for trains, especially for the toys and everything, and also to share that love
なんか
with
踏
the
切が
children.
閉まってるね。本当だ。早く渡り
It's
たい。
pretty awesome. But let's go back here. Waiting for it to load. Will it load? Here we go. And yeah, she has a ton of videos that a lot of you could just go see it. There's just so much on there. It's just a really incredible amount of coverage that she does. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go to the next video, and this one is for George. So now George is another one that also does a lot of reviews, and I do not know if he does product placement, if he gets it for free or not, but I do know that he has high enthusiasm for Plarails, and similar to the first one we saw, but this one he does a lot of different reviews for various trains, and when he does it, you could hear his love for these trains, especially the capsule ones. And here's the one right here. This is his most recent video. Let's check it out.
Whether your lunch is at a
And
table,
have your Lay's potato
a desk,
chips. Okay, let's
in the car.
Here we go.
鉄道館っていうとこ行ってきたんですよ。でここでね、扇形機関車庫っていうのを見てきたんですよ。
you gotta love that.
でそこにこう転車台が置いてあって、
Turntable.
それを囲うように車庫があって、その中
A
に
real
列車
life
があるという、
turntable. Not like that. He
すご
shows
い
us
かっこ
the
よかったん
actual
ですよ。
video.
でプラレールはね、
And
こうい
then
っ
the
た
playroom
転車
version.
台あるんですよね。そして、こういったね車庫もあるんですよ。でとりあえず車庫は我が家にちょっとこの4つあったんで、これとこれを組み合わせての扇形のねこう車庫みたいなのを作りたいなと思いまして、でどうせならこんな感じでかっこいい SL たちをね並べるといいんじゃないかなと。でちなみにこちらの映像は京都鉄道博物館で撮影した映像になります。
It's really cool.
せっかくなので、現行ね発売されてる蒸気機関車 SL たちを、見ながらちょっとね作っていこうかなと思います。
Wow, so he
今
got
ね
a lot
現状
of
発
those
売
diesel
されてる
trains.
SL たちなんですけど、これですね ES シリーズに一つあって、この C12 蒸気機関車、こちらがあります。でこれは自分でねシールを貼るタイプにはなるんですけど、結構ねクオリティは
So
よいしょ
stickers. So let's see if
悪
these
くな
ones
いんで
have
すよ。
stickers as
こん
well.
な感じのね貨車もついて
Okay,
ま
see
して
through. That's really cool.
結構いいんですよね。で感じのね C11 は C12 です。この後も C12 を
There are
C11
stickers
と
on
間
the front.
違い続けますが、気にしないでください。通常の
No, was this an
企業編
ES?
成で
I
発
didn't
売さ
see
れ
the
てる
box, but
この C11
There's
と
a
これ
KF.
多分全く同じです。
okay. So that the
シールが
KF's the
これが
cheaper
違う
one.
だけなんです。
That's about
そ
like
んな
$6
感じで
or
結
so.
構ねクオリティの高い
I think the
プラレールにな
difference
って
is
ま
that
す。
it comes with a train car.
でつなげるとこんな感じで かっこいいでしょ。
My gosh, I
せっ
think
かく
people
だから
will just get it
こ
from
れ
the
を
train
作りな
car.
がら見てもらいましょう。
It's actually a very good
で
price.
かっこいいじゃない。ちょっと車庫を後ろにね置いてと、こうですね。やっぱり
Again, these are the more cheaper
隠れてない
trains.
と
So
なんかいまいち来てない気するんで、ストップレールだと車庫置けないんですよね。なのでやっぱり普通のレールの方がいいような気がしますね。
again, with the bright colors because it's the
車
kids
庫これで
toy.
どうですか。
But again, people of all ages.
扇形の車庫の津山で見たような感じがちょっと出てきましたよね。
That's a hardcore train fan right there.
これ
They
かっ
have
こ
the
い
same
いな。
passion that when
じ
you
ゃあ
saw the
次
real thing
で
and
次なんですけど、
and
S
the
シ
toy
リー
version.
ズのそうです S28
Well,
S28
he
の
didn't actually.
ラ
He
イト
actually bought
付き
all of them. Here's the S28.
D51200 号機。これまだ現
Let's
行
check
でも
out the
ね、
quality
ちゃん
of
と
this
発
one.
売されてるんですよ。で、こちら、よいしょ。ライト付きの SL ということで、しかも D51 ですよ。
And you could also see the size
こ
comparison.
れ、確か津山に展示してあったのは、これ D51 でしたよね。でしたよねってごめんなさい。確か D51 が展示してあったんです。めっちゃかっこよかったんですよ。ひょっとしたら紹介してたこともないかもしれないんで、一応これプラ列車カード、
Yep, you get a card.
気になる方は一旦停止して見てみてください。で車両はこんな感じになってて、ちょっと暗いんだからさ、車両になってこれもうめちゃめちゃかっこいいんですよね。
So as you can see here, the difference
ね、もうなんとも言えないですよね。
with the more cheaper
か
one,
っこいい
like the ES or the KL ones, which have stickers. These ones do
いいで
not.
すよね、こ
A
れ
little bit
こ
more
れがテンダー
detail
車、こんな感じ
comes with this
なってて
coal.
よいしょ、取り付けて
There
こ
we
う
go.
と
That's pretty cool.
ね、
That really looks
最
nice
高
with
で
the
すよ
white
ね、これ
black.
そして客車もついてての、これが
And
客車に
also
なって
comes with
て、
the
こんな感じのね、客
the
車
OHA
もついてます。客車を取り付け
Train
て
car.
の
Nice.
取り付けて
And again, this one was probably like only $16,
Ah.
$17.
はい、で並べてみる
So you get a good price
と
on that.
こんな感じになってかっこいい
Can't
ね
really。go bad.
で、
That's really awesome.
D51。
I like
や
that.
っぱね、こうやってつなげてみて
You get a lot.
まあ
You get your
とて
your
も
bang for the
か
buck,
っこいい。そしてなんていうん
especially
で
if
すか
you get
ね
it。for $15.
そういや、これライト付きなんで、ちょっ
So
と
I'm
ラ
gonna
イ
go
ト
ahead
つ
and
け
go
ち
to
ゃい
the
まし
next
ょう。
YouTuber, but you guys just go ahead and just visit
よいしょ
George's site. Here you can see I'll put a little link right there, but you could check it out. Definitely someone's video you should check out. And I believe his wife is next. So this one is Mochakif channel. And she does the same thing. You can see her video with George right there. They both go on the same trips together but do their own separate videos, which is very interesting. Both are very big train fans. Both are very big Plarail fans. And yeah, let's check out Mochake's website. This is one from let's see here. So this is her layout for 2022.
Let's get everyone home.
Not this one.
Now streaming on Disney Plus.
Are we going to space?
間を結ぶ特急列車です。車内はとっても快適な空間のようです。ということで、今回こちら走らせ
You
る
can
の
see the
と、
detail already.
もう
These
一
are
台、
definitely the S series.
青い車両です。ザ・ロイヤルエクスプレス。こちらは東急電鉄と伊豆急行が運行する豪華な観光列車。横浜駅から伊豆急下田駅を結びます。ということで、こちらね、車両の正面がピントが合わない。めちゃくちゃかっこいいね、ライトがついてるんですよね。とっても高級感あふれる車両になっています。こんな感じで、しまった。とっても高級感のある車両になっています。ラインもね、ゴールドでめっちゃ綺麗です。後ろ側の正面は、よいしょ、こんな感じです。
めっちゃかっこいいですよね。今回は長いコースなので2編成を走らせてみたいと思います。よし、では行きましょう。まずはこっちから行きますね。はい、ではスタート。お、早い。はい、ではこちらも行きます。
So the thing is that, you know, when you look at stuff like this, you ask yourself, does this train interest you? Or do you want to have more control and then go for the N gauge or HO gauge trains with control with a power control? Again, there's a considerable price difference. N gauge or HO, you're going to be paying quite a bit. This one, not so much. I mean, granted, if you want a big collection, yeah, you're going to be spending some money. But if you're not, remember, these things are big, so you're going to have to find a way to store them. A lot of people use bins, and depending if you want to keep the original packaging, again, they're Japanese trains. They are good for resale value, especially among collectors. They're built to last. And rarely do you see them, you know, being sold really cheap unless it's being something like that. Someone has to use it for parts to rebuild something like that, or you know, someone who can easily repair them. But,
はい、今回は橋脚をたくさん使って坂道をたくさん作って山道のような峠のようなコースレイアウトを作って走らせてみました。迫力満点のコースが作れたと思います。
You can see her room full of stuff. Wow. Hayai. Very quick. Unless, I think she's speeding up the video. So. Okay, so another site I like are the Twins, or the Twins Ninja. These guys have pretty much, they love Plarail, but they use it to do some fun stuff they don't advise children to do. But yeah, you can check out some of their stuff here. And this one, I think they are going to build a huge city, and they also put a lot of these little traps to see. They put it in a pool with water and everything, something you will never see people do online, and they do have it with English subtitles. So this is their waterfall. He's saying it's very noisy. Okay, so they got the Hayabusa and the Komachi train set there.
ここが2つあるから2つ同時に走らせよう。いやいやいやいやいやいや、聞いとけ持ってくるやん。そしたらどうなの？聞いとけ持ってくるやん。聞いとけね、待ち合わせできるの？待ち合わせできちゃうの？こいつも違う、また違う
interesting. Well, where will those two
ここが
meet
ね
and
いいの
join
はね
together?
なんか立体首都高みたいになってないでここが立体的に組んだからここがねまた気持ちよくなれるポイントですね終わっちゃった終わっちゃった終わっちゃった忙しい
That is very interesting. So, that's a pretty interesting setup they did. Again, the tracks are not too expensive. So,
written down the words to say.
with $100 you can get a lot of
I've been
parts.
waiting 5 days to explain how you make me feel inside, baby. Got it
So it's
all
pretty cool.
figured out. Wanna do this right. There's a
どれさっきのです
Here we go.
ここですこのプラレール、
In
まあ、
this
プラレー
video,
ルではないんですけど僕もプラレールがも
These
う
guys
ずっとや
are
りたくて
going
もう
to
絶
pretty
対やりたか
much
ったの
do
よ
some crazy, interesting
大量にね
diorama
内緒で
stuff
買って
with
きちゃったんだよ
their
ねプラレールってやったことある人
Plarail
多いと思うんですけどやっぱその頃じゃさやっぱレベルがあったじゃん大人になったらもうすごいの作れるんじゃないかなと思ってでも高いから大量には買えないどうしようかな、まあ、ヤフオクで買おうかなとかいろいろ考えたんですけどダイソーでこれ見つけたんです多分ダイソンオリジナルだと思うんですけどプラ電車っていうシリーズだよねこれプラレールと何が違うのっていうということでこちら金額にしてプラレールの大体約半額です今回こちらの本気をね、見していこうかなと思います
Pretty cool. They brought back the pool again. So they're using the Daiso stuff for as like towers to hold the stuff up. Pretty good idea. I guess the same thing with people here. They could use
しっかり使って全部使うっていうちょっとした
what
段
do
差
you
がある
call
ん
it?
でそれがもう売
Those
って
big
ないから
children's
技術がない
Legos
とこれ作れないっていう
to make big giant towers. I guess
す
inexpensive.
げえ勝手が悪いもん
These things they don't really sell in the
2
US.
時間かかってるからこれ
こうなしでも俺ら戦える
もう脱退しますよこうはい
や絶対脱退するやつじゃん
Oh, even gray tracks. Interesting. So let's see what they're gonna build here.
完成しましたいやーお疲れ様でした、大人がガチで作るということでねもう本当に本気になって作ったんですけどこのでかいリビング全部使ったからねこれ見えてないけど思うんだけどもうそっから一気に落下して
Oh my gosh,
そこに水がね用意してあるんだけどここスプラッシュマウンテンそこのタワーテラの横がインディ・ージョーンズテレビの裏来たら、ここがビッグサンダーマウンテン違うよビッグサンダーマウンテンこっちだもん最初のスタートのところはスペースマウンテンで、で次のこの片側のところはビッグサンダーマウンテンここはなんだこれはミッキーの家隠れ家
I don't know. That is such
ミ
a
ッキーの家ミッキー
high.
の家ブワンブワンしてるから
steep hill.
プーさんの先にあったあそこがあれだ
I think
カリブ
those
の
things are not
カリ
gonna
ブの
stay
会場
on
ね
there.
アクアトピアでいろんな道を作ってあるから永遠にローテーションできるっていう
I
ね
guess
仕組みになってお
let's
り
go
ます
forward when they actually start it.
まさかのさあどうだそこがねカーブのとこがあるんですよ
Okay.
さあどうださあどうだよしよしよしよしよし
Passes the first level.
自信のほどはいかがでしょうか次スペースマウンテン
Goes to
いや
the
来ますけど
curtain.
何回もやりだしたからね銀河鉄道来ますけど次行ってもらえると困るよっしゃいけ銀河鉄道スペルレンジよっしゃオッケーいったサンダーマウンテンに差し掛かったさあどうだ
They
急
use the
降下
cardboard.
行ってくれ
Oh,
いけるはずいけるなってるよしよしよしよしオッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーすごいすごいすごいすごいすごいいけいけすごいいけ
Cardboard tape.
いけいけいけるようになっているのかいけるようになっていたいけるようになっていたすごいすごいすごいすごいすごいさあプラレールの見せ場ここだここが一番の見せ場だろういってやれいってやれ頼むいけるお前らいけるよしよしよしよしよしいい感じいい感じいい感じいい感じいけいけいってみせろいってみせろ来てる来てるこれ下まで行くよこれ下まで行くよやばいやばいやばい嬉しいやばい嬉しいソファーの下をくぐってソファーの下をくぐって駅来たーよし登れるよね登れるよねびっくりしたどこ行くのググリーのこっち次水場行くよ水場プール来いよプール来たプール来たプール来たすげえ水上来たー彼はどこへ行く生きがい生きがいそっち行くそっち
Okay, now to go to the big old.
登れ登れ登れ
We'll go up there.
ゆっくりだけど登ってる
登ってるね
すごいすごいカモンカモンカモン頑張って頑張ってす すげえ。さあカニブの海賊 OK。大一番来るぞ。大一番少し待って。
Here it goes. Here it goes. Oh, fail.
ここはさすがに失敗する。安全にだけは気をつけてくれよ。
Take 2.
気を
Fail.
つけてくれって言っただろ。新幹線の水切ったからちょっとスプラッシュしてるね。
Take 5. Fail.
どういう方君。
653. Fail.
トムジェリアン。さあ動画の新幹線が素晴らしい。来るのか。来い。
Oh, it cleared it. To a point.
オッケー。さあそう反応した。よしこっち次こっち。いけよよっしゃー。いい切り替えだ。よしどこに行くんだ。降りるだけじゃなくてこの子登っちゃいます。ちゃんと試運転したから登って。うわこんな高さまで来た。頼む。
Wow, you gotta love these guys' creativity and imagination in
いけ
making
るよっしゃ。うわめちゃくちゃ嬉しい。そこ切り替えてさっきそうオッケー。でそこも切り替えてオッケー。そう左に水辺のシークからね。なんか動いた。
I felt that bridge was a little
水辺に行きました。通った
Okay,
なんかそこ
through.
のねあるんでね停留所みたいなやつを
Goes to the water.
行きますよ。
Well, past it last time, so it should be good.
いったー。
Okay, so now the question, let's go to that big old sliding section near the water.
そうでこうやってループできるっていう感じなんだよね。なるほど。そうはいということでこれ永遠に永久期間じゃないですけどループできるように作ったんですよ。ただそこは登れないんでプラスのとこは一通にしてあるんですけど N700 系の東海道新幹線とあっちにねスーパー小町がいるんで2台同時に動かしたいなと思って。あいつが登ったら OK スーパー小町行ってください。来た。さあ2台カードぶつからないよね2台カードしてるよ。700系はこっち。後ろから来てる。調子が悪い。あっちとこまちおー危ないファインプレーでした。あっちもね見どころだよね。スプラッシュマウンテン行くよこれ。太かったんだよ。いける。絶対無理。さあどうだ。上がってくる。来た。こういう行ってくれ。気持ちいい。外れてよね。すごい。ここでさ正面ショットさせたらどうなるやろ。顔の上でさしたいの。一回だけお願い。よっしゃやるか。さあお互いが向かってはいけない場所に向かっている。やばい。
Oh, Komachi wins! Oh man. Oh! Okay, that was a pretty fun video, man. So, let's go ahead. And again, that's Ninja Twins. Definitely check out their site. Actually, it's just Twins. Why did they say Ninja Twins here when it's just Twins? I don't know. Maybe there's Ninja there. I'm not sure. Well, no, it's Ninja Twins, I think. Because their name here is just says Twins, and Twins in katakana. I have no idea. But anyway, yeah, going back, I guess this really concludes the episode. There's a new set coming out. Definitely visit the website. They have a thing of what's new, what's coming out here. So for like new releases, we're gonna look for May right now, May 2023. They have the S58 Plarail crossliner, and this one is an original train for the Plarail. So the Plarail. I'm gonna say it in many different names throughout this episode. Plarail, Plarail. Okay, so we got the Asobi. Which one's this? Okay, that's the set that we saw earlier that one of the YouTubers had. So this one is yeah, pretty cool. And then you got your Shinkaryon. Well, this one was released already in February, and you have the Narita Express version with the They're promoting it with the Komachi. And then you have this one with the Yamanote and the Hayabusa. And what's this one for? This is a paper craft for the Thomas and Percy. So, okay. So now, before I end the episode, I'm gonna give you possibly the top Plarail if you're an adult to get as a collector. I'm gonna show you that right now on Amazon. And the reason why I picked these is not more about performance, but more of the type of train it is, and also knowing how they sell out for the in-gauge. I wouldn't be surprised if they will sell out and be hard to get for the Plarail. Again, a lot of children probably will not get these because they're mostly known for the adults who know about luxury trains or are willing to spend a little bit more. Again, what more is, and for a Plarail train, is half the price of a regular Kato or Tomix train. So instead of being $10, it might be like $45 or $60. So there are some that are very expensive, but we'll get to those. So again, this is continuing on with the J special Plarail, Plarail, whatever you want to say. Yeah, so let's go ahead and go to a break right now. Okay, so the first one I'm going to mention here is probably one of the cheapest ones, and this one has a coupon for 100 yen off. And right now it's $17.90 on Amazon, so you can get it for $16.90, which is probably what, $9. And this is the Sound Series version. So this one has noises of the train tracks and the announcer, and I highly recommend this one for the price. And it was definitely a must-buy. I'll probably do a review on this, but again, I'll probably mix things up, since I still do engage is my focus on this podcast, and but I'll still include it because I know I really do want people to get into train collecting, but I know that with Engage, it's not a price that people can afford. So I will do some coverage for Plarails. Hopefully I choose an actual name what to use on this podcast to make it right. So okay, so that's the first one. The next one, and I'm just going to start with cheaper ones first. Let's see here. So this one will be this right here. Okay, so why do I choose this one? This is about 40 yen, but you could save 5% if you get 2 or more items. So this one is about 44 yen, which is about, it's $15 or so. And this one, what makes this one really interesting is it comes with these 2 tracks. This one makes it go back and forth. So when the train goes this way and hits one side, the other side tells it to go back, and that's why people like it, because it has that aspect of making a train go back and forth. And instead of going in a loop and people wanting to go in one way and back to the other, you can do that with these special tracks, and it comes with these 2 tracks. So I definitely recommend that. So next up, this one's another cheap one here. So this one is one of those KF ones, and this one is the Ayama train and Hiei, and it actually does have this ring. This one doesn't come with multiple trains. It's a single train. It's very cheap, 746 yen, which is what, $3 or $4 on Amazon, which is an amazing price considering it's usually 1,400 yen. You're getting half the price right now, 48% off. So you definitely want to pick this one up at this price. Okay, next one. Okay, here we go. I know a lot of people want a Dr. Yellow, and there's many Dr. Yellow releases. Which one to get? That's hard to say, but for price, I like this one right here. Let me get it. This one has the lights, and it's just only it's only $17.66 with the coupon. You get it 100 yen off, so $16.66, which makes it what, $12 or so. That's an amazing price. So they do have a sound version of the Dr. Yellow, but they have it for almost 4,000 yen, so it's about $35. And they have another one with a light, and this one is the T3 construction version. The difference is that this one has more of a darker blue right here. So if you want that, definitely go get it. They're both almost the same price, both with lights. So if that matters to you or not. Okay, now we're gonna get for some bougie stuff right here. So this one is more of the expensive stuff here. This one is the Twilight Express Musikaze. If you guys know, the Musikaze for the Engage is one of the most expensive sets to get. This one looks really nice with a dark forest green. Yes, it comes with a person that you could put in the front right there, but even if you don't want to put the person there, I just like the look of the paint. It comes with 4 characters, which is a plus. You get the conductor, you got the, not stewardess, what's the train version of that? But yeah, and you get the little family, boyfriend and girlfriend there. And yeah, here's the train. You get various trains. I think there's 6 total. That's a really good thing. Oh, and then you got the sleeper there where they can just relax. But yes, I definitely recommend this one. I think anything that is released as a train for Twilight Express Musikaze is worth getting, and $39.33 is pretty much like $30. Again, it's, while a lot for a Plarail, it's inexpensive compared to an actual Engage. Again, with Engage, when I look at these, I said, okay, you know what? This is like not even half the price. This is way lower than half. This is actually a very good price. So that's one. The other one I'm going to bring up right now is this one. This one's a cheaper one. So this one is a speed, a rail speed a test vehicle. And one thing, you have the Dr. Yellow, which is a train inspection vehicle. This one you have a test vehicle. You rarely see test vehicles being made. And what I like about this, it comes with the 2 tracks, which makes it go fast, and the Yukuri, which is slow, so Hayai and Yukuri. You get those 2 little tracks right there. And again, you don't get too many inspection trains, and I like that. It looks pretty basic with the white and blue, but I like that. Look at that detail right there. I do like that. And it just shows you how how it could slow down, and it's quick right there. But this one's 2055. This one you could get as part of the 5%. So again, this one's like about $15. So you really, it's a no-brainer. Another one that okay, this one's a set. So this one's a little bit more. This one is the E2 series and E3 series. These are no longer around. They stopped these vehicles. Heck, the E4 just finished up just recently. So, but this one's an older one. But again, one of the pluses is that this is one of those retro releases that people get for a short amount of time. A lot of Japanese were very excited, and this showed them promise that perhaps that Takara Tomy will do re-releases of older vehicles in the modern age and this one does include the connectors right here, and so that's a major plus. So a little lever right there pushes that out, so these two Shinkansen can definitely attach to each other. And this is the Komachi. So this is before the red and silver Komachi. This is way back then with the 200, the E2 and the E3 series. So this is a pretty good set. It says 50504, but when you add it into your cart, you see it a lot cheaper. I think it's like 4,500 or so. Okay, another expensive one, another bougie train right here. And this one is the cruise train, the DX series train suite Shikishima. Another one that was very, 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 very expensive for the N-Gauge system. And here you can get it cheap, and it has interior lights right in that middle car. It comes with people too. Gets a little whatever you want to call it. They got their little dining cart right there with the conductor right there. So I think this is a pretty cool one with the interior lights right there. It's a little, it's one of the most creative looking trains in real life if you see it, if you ever have a chance to see it. Of course, only a few get to ride it because you got to get tickets, and a lot of people who had an opportunity have just seen videos of how they love this train. It just looks really unique, and again, it's released for Plarail. And this one is for $39.73, and so that makes it about almost $32 or 30 bucks or so. Not bad. Okay, the next one I'm going to plug is this one right here. Okay, the latest training Kintaro freight car set. Okay. As you could see here, this is a an EH500 electric locomotive, the Kintaro, and the Kintaro comes with a lot of cargo. You got the JOT Petroleum, the JR Freight right here, and that is a major plus. And you got some of the petroleums right here as well. I think this is really awesome that it comes with this. And this one is on sale for $35.21, but again, because this is a set from Amazon, you got to be careful with the price. I think once you add it on there, it pretty much puts it at like 6,500 yen, like $65 shipping. But again, if you order other stuff with it, then it makes it worthwhile. But by itself, it is a little bit expensive. But then again, they don't really make this anymore, so a lot of people were happy that they can get their hands on a copy, so or version. So it's up to you if you really want to go for it or not. But freight cars with that much freight are hard to come by for Plarail, so I definitely say you take advantage of it if you can. Okay, so the next one here. Let me bring this up. Okay, we went through that already. Let's see here. Okay, here's another one. This is another one that if you get it on N-Gauge, it is a lot expensive. Too expensive to get. It's the Kyushu 787 Series 36 plus 3. This one comes sleek with this like olive color. And the way the writing is and the detail, you really don't see that with Plarail, so this is fantastic. At 25.44 yen, that's really cheap. Really cheap. One of the newer sets to get that is for good pricing right now is the Dreamline C58. Again, this one comes with a locomotive, and it comes with the actual see-through blue type of cards. But for this price, $46.44, it's great. And I get a feeling that because this one's different from the other one, let's see if I can get, here we go. I think it's just definitely worth getting at that price. It's pretty low compared to, and again, these special sets will probably double by within the next few months. While you still can, I do recommend getting a EVA. Getting the Engage one is going to be very expensive, but if you get a Plarail one, the 500 type, you could get it very cheap. Again, there's a this one comes with lights. Its sister, the newer release one, does not come with lights. But a lot of people like to get them with a set. So these are $20.93. The other ones are for $21.64. But that comes down to like what, $17 or so. So that's still an amazing price. Okay. Let me go to the next one here. Now, if you are into wrapping cars, well, actually, no. Let's go to another one. This one's another expensive one that's for Engage. This one's the Sapphire. Here, I think a lot of people get shocked because they're like, oh, is that it? Just these two? No. It actually comes with a full train set, and they just include all the pictures here. It's actually, the Sapphire is one of the coolest looking trains. 1766, comes with a person. Do not let this photo fool you. Look it up online for the S37 Sapphire Dunko. This is a very, very good train to get for the price. I'm surprised it's selling for this much, but I think it's because they put this single photo with people thinking, oh, that's it, screw that. But no, it actually comes with a full train. Definitely something worth considering. No, I think that's pretty much it. Let's see here. We're going to look at the Panda one, and I recommend getting this one because I don't know how long they're going to have it. A lot of people get two because these come with a special connection that will only work with these type of trains, but it promotes a lot of the animals, the giant pandas, the lions, so Smile Adventure train. You can see it here when people had two trains. So they have that little connection like that. So that's why people buy two of them. I don't know if this one's more of a recommend or what, but I will say that this is on sale right now. The Thomas Streamline Thomas. But yeah, there are other sets out there that are worth considering of getting from. But the problem is that a lot of them have went up in price really quickly. So, for example, okay, this one was to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the Plarail, and this one it's more of a generation thing because of, something that came out when your father was around. When if you're in Japan, they had this 300 series, and now they with the 700 Type A Nozomi Shinkansen. But this is a really cool set to show the difference of generations and to celebrate that. But this one was released at one time when it was first released was like 5,500 yen, but now it's 80 yen, and that's way too much. I do not recommend paying for that much, but if you can't find it, you can't find it. So you may have to make that decision if you're willing to pull the trigger on that cost. Another one that's really up high are the romance cars. Romance cars tend to cost a lot. It's just how it is. Okay, so before we go, I just want to remind people that definitely go on the Takaratomi site. If you have Chrome, Google Chrome, that's great. Have Google Translate installed on there so you can get the translations. and you could see the various sets and the various releases that are out right now. Again, with over 60 years of trains being released, they have evolved with so much detail and so much capabilities that some within the last 10 years, it's just really interesting to see how the company has been innovative, from making remote control versions controlled by Bluetooth, to those that take pictures, to those that that have these magnetic specifications or something special along with them. And I like how the detail is also being made. And again, these trains are incredible for the price that they are. Again, they're targeted for children, but some of the releases, you can tell they had adults in mind, especially with the luxury sets and the more expensive sets out there. Again, if you do want to get into train modeling, or train models, this is the cheapest way to go. It's one of the cheapest way to go, because a train, you could get them as low as $10 per train, and the tracks are very inexpensive. Granted, you're not getting the actual train tracks per se, but you're getting these blue rails, and I guess if you want to spray paint it, you can. But the trains itself, they're big, almost like O gauge. Not that far off from my HO gauge, but the thing is the price. You can't really beat that. This one again is like about 4,500 yen. It says 6,600, but it's 4,500 yen on Amazon. That's about $35 right there or so. So it's definitely worth considering. Here is the Seagull that just came out, and already this one is so expensive. It's 60-50 yen, but somehow resellers are just really, really making it so expensive. It didn't even come out that long ago. It's already expensive. And the same thing with romance cars. Romance cars are so expensive. They're just popular trains. A lot of people get the wrong ideas, like, what is a romance car? Is it something where, it's a little kinky? No. It's just named that way for the romance of it, of traveling and so forth. This one right here is something I do not see. I think it's pretty much sold out, but it's the Tsubasa Series 400 and the Series E4 Max with the gold and blue. This one right here is the blue train of the Hokuto Tosei. This one comes with 5, but this one I could not find it cheaper. 5,500 yen when it first came out, but now I think it was 2020 or so that it was released. But yeah, it's almost 9,000 yen, so you're going to be paying for $85 for that instead of the usual 45. It's doubled. So if you could get it cheap, you could get it cheap. That's great. This one is the Nozomi 30th anniversary with a nostalgic sound. Again, if you could find it, it's all good. Okay, here's the thing. Sayonara one, I think I talked about this. This one you could get really cheap, 5,500 yen. You could get about, I think, like 4,900 or so. But while I do like both trains, I don't know why they skimped out no lights and no connection. It's just the trains itself. Again, it's a Sayonara series, but you expect something better from Tomi Takada on that. Here's that other one I was talking about, the Dr. Yellow. This one comes with a person. You can see here when you click on it, it's a very nice looking train. Comes with a person here. Let's see here. What's the other specs on this one? A high power light. Well, come on. But then when you're looking at it, I was like looking at the front, but the high power light looks like it's coming from the top here. So I was like, why is it coming from up there? It shouldn't be coming over here like the other ones. Again, the Alpha. Oh, I forgot to remember. The Alpha, you definitely want to get this. This one is, surprised I didn't bring that up, but let's see here. This one is also on sale on Amazon. Let me bring it up here. Here we go. Okay, found it. Okay. Again, on Amazon, you definitely want to get this Alpha X train. 3145, six train cars. That is amazing. Especially for that price. It usually should be much higher than that. And again, there is no release for an N-gauge of an Alpha X right now, so this is the only train available. They got a robot version of it, but a mecha version, but for a train version, this is probably the only one you're going to get as of right now, as of 2023 April. So I highly recommend this one for the price, especially for 6. You can't beat that. It's really good. So going back here, again, I mentioned the Shikishima and the Mizukaze. This one right here has a control set for the Hayabusa. And then we saw the set, the Kamachi and the Hayabusa set, and then the rest were the Tekoro series with the series. These are not, I don't really recommend this, but Komachi I do if you want to have both, but too many sets come with the Hayabusa, just know that. But if you want to get both of them, that's great because they do connect with each other. That's something that happens in real life. I have a video of that on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. But again, oh, I forgot to mention, there are monorail Plarails. Yeah. You can get like there's a Capsule Tokyo monorail, the Shonan monorail, and let's go ahead and check out some of these monorails here. They're very cool, but they're very expensive.
We'll finally know
you don't
which
see
egg is
them
loved most.
Sold,
Reese's
so
or Cadbury.
they tend to be a little pricey. Is this an older one? Oh, here it goes. Yes, a few monorails. I think that's pretty cool. Let me turn this down if it does have commercial music. I don't know. Okay, so yeah. There's a little gray thing in the middle that has to be attached. So yeah, it's a bulk to the monorail. They're not for everyone, but for those who like to have something, if they have a layout and want to pretty much have these things roll up, back and forth, go for it. I like these things. These are pretty cool. But the one that I like is actually the Shonan monorail. I'll see if there's a video on that. So let's see it in action here. Okay, here it goes. So it works almost the same way. It has that big gray thing in the middle. And for those who enjoy, Japanese trains in general, I do want to recommend 2 forums that are featuring people who really will be there to help you out, give you assistance about if you have an interest in Engage or even Plarail. And so you got the JNS forum right here. I talked about this forum before. This one is really great. A lot of people who are long-time collectors, always there and very helpful to people who want to get involved into Japanese trains of different gauges and scales, and they're very kind, very supportive, and yeah, it's definitely worth joining. But if you are a fan who just definitely wants to focus solely on the Plarail stuff, there's a forum out there called Blue Plastic Tracks. It's another good one out there, so definitely check this forum as well. They're in English for both of them, and yeah, A lot of good stuff to read, and I definitely recommend both. So you check those out, okay? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this super long episode of the J Tetsudo Mokei Podcast Edition, episode 29. And yeah, this whole thing was about Plarail or Plarail. So many ways to say it, but geez, I don't even know how many times I've said variations throughout this episode of the name, but yeah, it's again. I think the trains are just so inexpensive that it makes it very appealing for the consumer, especially those who really want to get the mall trains, especially those who have children that you want to introduce trains to. You know, whatever floats your boat, man. That's all I can say is that this is a great price. This is really good, and that's why I purchased quite a bit of it. You know, I am an Engage train person, and but I do see the possibilities of, you know, taking this outdoor, because you have that luxury of putting it outside and just running it throughout your lawn, throughout your pool or whatever. Granted, it's probably not as stable. I mean, I see people who do Lego trains and ran it across their yard and through the pool and so forth. I guess you could do it here if you have enough, if you have a good barrier space and not make it so narrow that it'll fall over the water. As long as you have good stability, and anything's possible. I also like the idea of the creativity that you saw with the twins, you know, making their own tracks going throughout their whole room. I think that's pretty cool. You know, for me, I would like to try something on top of the roof of the house and just letting it run. No, that's a little bit too dangerous. I don't think I would do that. Or maybe a car, on top of the car running, I don't know. But the thing is that these things are like built like, I don't want to say built like tanks, but they're pretty, you know, from a good small short height. I think they'll take more of a beating, you know, if they fall, and I don't think you might get a crack. I'm not sure. You know, don't go out and do it, but I think at least you know, they're a little bit more thicker, bigger. And if you do break one, the good news is that they're not so expensive to replace. Again, the ability to play trains for $10 or under $10, that's freaking awesome. You gotta love that. You know, for us Engage fans who collect these trains or play them, you know, we love the realism of trying to add the diorama. We love the way we could, you know, control it by power. You know, control the speed and go reverse and do a lot of other things with it. But the thing is that no matter how you cut it, if you're going to get into Engage or into HO, there's a cost associated with that. You know, you're going to be a collector, or a train fan who's willing to pay hundreds, thousands of dollars into your collection. I mean, granted, there's some people who are good with just one train or two and just run it for the rest of their life with a basic track. That's all good. But I can tell you right now, it's a hobby that once you get into it, you're really pulled in because it's fun. And one train is not enough, because if you love trains, you're definitely going to want various variations. And unless you have a good job, or you win the lottery, or you have a sugar daddy or sugar mama, or something that you know, you can you know, pay for a good Engage or HO, you know, Gauge sets, especially for those who own hundreds of them. You know, it's an expensive hobby, and I talked about it before. Being a train fan is not going to be cheap. May you be the train collector, the model train collector, the traveler who travels out to different countries looking at trains, or even if you want to go and play the Train Simulator World 3 or Train Simulator Classic and you want the DLCs and want to get quite a few of them, it costs money as well. But I think this is really a cheap alternative for those who want to get into model trains. I mean, looking at this image right here, look at this locomotive, this S29 C61, 1602 yen with a $100 coupon off. So you can get 1,500 yen, which is just like $10. That is freaking awesome. And you see another one here, the S20 of the Express Folder Nanki train. What is this? HC85 going for 1464. What's that? Like $9? And you get 3 cars, 3 trains. That's just amazing. So that's all I can say is that, you know, if you really want to get into this hobby, take advantage of it. The trains are, you know, not expensive. They're quite affordable. The sets are quite affordable. Again, the sets, though, you want to, unless you're going to buy one, you're willing to pay for the shipping. But again, I don't know why Amazon does it with Plarail stuff, but they really jack up the price for shipping. It's just way too much. More than Kato and Tomix. It's just incredible. But I'll just let you know, if you get the trains by itself, the shipping is not that bad, because you start off at 25 regardless of what the size is. So once you start adding it together, you know, with the shipping, you know, as long as you could keep it under 7,500 yen for shipping, I think you're good. If that is, if you're ordering multiple stuff. But yeah, the tracks, get it from your own Amazon site, or if you have a local store that sells it for a good price, get it from there. If you want to get the trains, definitely Amazon Japan has a good deal because they tend to go on sale. Just take advantage of it, you know, especially with these sales going on with the $100 yen off. It's a great time to get this stuff right now. Again, the ES series are the ones that are sticker based. They're more smaller, cheaper, one single speed. The S series are the ones, the normal train lines, and then you got the KF series, which are usually single trains, really small, or carts. I mean, not carts, but containers. And then you got your special sets. And again, this company has released Plarail stuff since the 60s. Well, officially the 70s, but you know, they've gone on even before that, probably the late 50s. So you definitely, you know, if you see stuff on eBay, yeah, you might want to check it out. Just remember, though, back then they used a different kind of battery. Now they use AA's or AAA's, but back then they used a whole different battery. So you definitely want to do your research on that. And also, again, when you get into this hobby, especially for Plarails, just remember that you know, the more common trains that are mass circulation, especially like the Shinkansen, certain Shinkansen like the Hayabusa or the Komachi, or even the Nozomi, you're going to see a lot of them, a lot of variations of them. So they'll always be there. It's just the problem is that when you start seeing these other trains, like the luxury trains or the special trains, you just might want to get them while you can, because you never know when the next re-release are going to be. And even if they do re-releases, unlike the N-Gauge stuff where they do make specific changes, so far I noticed that for some of these re-releases there hasn't been a significant change. Now, variations. There have been many variations of a single thing, like Hayabusa, the Shinkansen. They'll make different versions, or even the Komachi. There'll be several, different versions, variations. That is, but in terms of a re-release, let's say the Doraemon wrapping train, the one that came out years ago and the one that just came out recently are both the same, just different box. And those are things that you just want to consider. Again, these are really cool looking trains. The more you get into them, the later versions, you start to see the how good quality some of these are. Here's that Doraemon train right here. They have an S46, and there's another one before that is exactly the same thing, and you might find even cheaper. But definitely do your due diligence and look for the trains here that you're interested in. Make sure you don't accidentally buy the advanced version. The advanced version are the Plarail like Engage, though they're smaller, so 2 trains can fit in the track. So do know that in advance. I have not seen advanced being sold as much on. I'm not sure if that line ended, but I don't see it as in sale compared to the regular Plarail stuff. Also, just know that people jack up the price. They know they're going to be collectors, and for the ones that are not mass, like the Shinkansen that are not mass distributed, certain things like the Tokyo Metro Marunouchi here, it came out in 2019. I was there when I rode the train, and I wanted to get it. I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't get it. So next thing you know, when I did want to get it, it's way too expensive now. So definitely always keep your eye on that. And one thing to consider again, if you want, there's so many variations. Let's say Dr. Yellow. Do you want it with a light? Do you want it with a figure? Or do you just want something for your kids to enjoy, and you don't mind just getting one, spending $10 on it? I think that's the best way to go for the kids. The only thing is that, again, some of them require stickers, putting on stickers, and you may want to help your children do that. But other than that, I mean, really, there's a lot of Plarail stuff right here. Thomas the Train, I didn't really talk about it. The reason why, there's so many stuff on YouTube, and I am aware of the competition with this, and there are people who have really heavy opinions about it. I do not have an opinion on it because I don't know anything about the competitor version. And this podcast, and I've said it many times before, our focus here is primarily on Japanese trains and Japanese train model collecting. I do not really focus on the non-Japanese stuff. I will, though, once in a while, since I do own some Switzerland trains. But the thing is for American trains or even the UK vehicles, I won't talk about it as much in terms of the models. I'll talk about it for Train Simulator or Train Sim World 3, but not for the train models, because already I only get the trains that I've ridden on or something that I saw personally closely up front for the Engage stuff. As for the Plarail stuff, I'll check different versions out, because even though I have not ridden on many of the trains that I purchase, again, these are luxury trains that tend to go off, tend to jump up in price. I mean, I've seen it happen with the Engage stuff. A lot of those luxury liners become collectors editions for the adult collectors. Like this was more of an adult buy right here that people went for, the Cebu Railway, Love You, and I really wanted it but can't find it. It's all sold out. So that's how it is, though. It's just how it is. Other than that, again, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a big long episode on Plarail, but I figured that we need to do a episode on this. We'll have a episode covering on I mentioned this last episode, the Takaratomi buses and the trucks. I might do an unboxing video on that. So we'll see. Other than that, I think this is it. This concludes the episode of the J. So I'll see you all later, and keep enjoying the hobby. Spread that love. I know there's a lot of people who love trains. Model trains are a great way to have fun, and for people to learn, and be creative. I think with the Plarail stuff. And again, I apologize to my friends and to my fellow Japanese friends for me butchering the name. It's just the thing is, in the U.S., or even outside of Japan, many people like to say Plarail. It's a lot easier than Plarail. So, especially Plarail. It's a lot easier for people to say, Plarail. I know no one says gunplay. But they say Gunpla. But the thing is that that's for Gundam, by the way, Gundam models. But other than that, you guys have a good weekend, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, these opinions are mine. When it comes to these trains of what is best and what is good, my thoughts are based on just experience on the Engage stuff and seeing what people buy and what things get jacked up in price. I see the same thing. These boxes that they come in, especially a lot of these trains are quite elegant, but for these luxury trains, you could tell that Takara Tomy really want to push that because they really made it look really special. And I'm just surprised that Amazon has them so cheap. So you can get them right now while they're inexpensive. Okay, everyone, you take care, and I will see you later. Peace out.